heavyweight contest of 3 minutes each round. Between and introducing to you from Rica in Wales, Andrew Gerrard. And in this corner from Wandsworth, Gary Mason. At the weigh-in, Gerrard scaled 15 stone 4 pounds. Mason scaled 17 stone 9 pounds. And your referee, Roy Francis, and your timekeeper, Tom Park.
So this is Gary Mason then, who's from the Frank Bruno camp. And Roy Francis, the referee, just giving them a rundown. And Andy Gerrard there is one of the comic heavyweights of the game. He laughs when people hit him with punches. So now, is this going to be 22 on the turn for big Gary Mason? 17 stone 9 pounds against Andy Gerrard, who's only 15-4, but big enough. And Gerrard fresh from a win against the useful heavyweight Dave Gartide. Had more losses on his record than wins, Gerrard, but he's much sought after by matchmakers because he's durable, he travels well, and he tends to even laugh at some of the punches coming in. But we'll find out with this fella, because it looks like Gary Mason from the Frank Bruno camp can really dig a bit. 20 inside the distance. Scheduled for 8, but well, with heavyweights, who knows? Can always expect a few explosions, and certainly Mason's got that kind of record. Came in Andy Gerrard as a replacement for an American who was unable to get a visa in time, Art Terry. But it's a good replacement, because at least we know Gerrard's form. 34 fights. Really is riding high at the moment, Mason. He hasn't had to really move too much out of his class to see if he can do it in top company, but you can't argue with a winning record. He's an amazing character, Jim, isn't he, Gerrard? We've seen him quite a few times now.
Yeah, he's a fellow I've really got to like now. He winks down at me before the fight starts, and a real character. And I think tonight we're maybe asking him to do a little bit too much, to give away more than 2 stones. It's a fellow like Mason, but here he is. We see him trying to back Mason up, take some of the power out of his punches. What a character and what a brave fellow he is.
Well, I hope he's earning well, and I suspect he is. At least Mason, Jim, as we come up to the end of the round, is boxing sensibly, picking his punches well, respecting the fact that Gerrard takes a whack.
Yep, he's thinking things out, and he's throwing good punches. He's not throwing big silly punches. He's looking for the spot and placing the punches there, and he's quite happy to treat it as a serious workout, thankfully.
So then there's the countdown clock for the end of the first, and there's been plenty who haven't got past the first round with Gary Mason. And the only man to take him a distance was Oscar Holman of America. So there, as I say, from the Bruno camp, with Terry Lawless and George Francis working in the corner, and obviously one to watch now, because also in the Bruno camp is the reigning British champion Horace Notice, who's fighting Paul Lister soon. So they've really got a glut of heavyweights coming out of the Canning Town London gymnasium. There he is, trying to keep warm. Second there is Di Gardner, and as Jim Watt said, this guy's some character and soaks up punches well. Perhaps at times a bit too well for his own good.
Seconds out. Round 2.
And we're coming up for round 2. And big Gary Mason realising that at least he's got a hard fellow in front of him that won't go over with the easiest of punches.
All through the first round, Gerrard refused to be backed up, and here we see him again. He's making up his mind. He's trying to push Mason 2 stone heavier. He's trying to push him back. A little complaint about low blow edge.
Yeah, he's turned to the referee and asked if that was a low punch. Roy Francis, well-known one-time heel cutter when he was a famous amateur boxer. Roy is refereeing. Really digs those into the body too, Mason. He doesn't lark about, I assure you. Now, we watched Gerrard not so long ago, Jim, giving the ABA champion James Oyobola a real run for his money at the Albert Hall. Can he do the same with Mason?
Yeah, he took Oyobola the full road, didn't he? Yeah, took him all the way. Mason has a nice relaxed style. He pulls his head to the side, slips punches and lets go nice hooks. He doesn't seem to be in too much of a hurry, Mason. I don't know if Gerrard's pushing him back or if Mason's just quite happy to move back and counter. Time will tell.
Yeah, it's possible the corner men have said, you know, take your time and pick punches well, and he's certainly doing that. But he does take a bit of wearing down, the Welshman. A minute to go in the second. Left hand uppercut, Jim. That's the one again. That looks a hurtful blow.
Yeah, he has a nice variety of punches. Normally, see, we haven't seen Gerrard against someone just as clever as Mason, and he can normally smother the punches. He has a tight defence, but we haven't seen him having to cope with these double uppercut leads, and 2 of them just went right through his defence there. But knowing Gerrard, they might tumble to that and tighten that department up as well.
He's really picking him off as he wants now. He's starting to really punish Gerrard. And yet he does not flinch, Jim. He hasn't moved back an inch.
Well, as we said at the beginning of the fight, a real brave fellow, but I don't see him being able to give away 2 stone and come up to this level.
Anyway, the heavyweights, they really are getting ridiculously big this day. Jumbo size, 17-9 Mason. And the little glare at the end there, but Roy Francis has seen a bit of bother in his time. He could deal with that. So, replay there, Jim. Have a look at this then.
Yeah, a lot of imagination in Mason's work. You see him looking at the target, then bang, sticking them together, taking nothing back. A good start from Mason. Yeah, he's quite happy in there. Nice, relaxed, keeping the punches flowing.
Mason now looking for a knockdown, but he's hit Gerrard with his best punches and still really can't shift him at all. Now, can he stand there for 8 rounds? Because that's quite a performance if he can do that, Andy Gerrard. Been to Italy, Africa, Germany, and won his share of contests there. He's drawn 3, and when you do that, you usually figure you won them anyway if they've given you a draw away from home.
Reg, Gerrard's moving forward, but he's not getting his punches off quickly enough, and that's the reason he's been caught with so many of Mason's leads. He's moving into punching range, but not getting his punches off quickly, and that's a dangerous way to go about this business.
a good teaching job in your old stable there, Jim, with Mason, because he was really no great shakes as an amateur. He didn't win anything big. But Terry Lawless has taken his time with him a bit to get that 21 wins. Some of the opposition hasn't really come up to standard, but that's often normal procedure when you're trying to bring a heavyweight along.
Well, I think the situation in Terry Lawless's gymnasium at the moment, he has a few good heavyweights, British champion Frank Bruno and Mason. So with Notice, Mason and Bruno, it's a lot of good sparring. And it gives you a good chance to bring heavyweights on. You always have a problem improving heavyweights because of sparring, but we can see here Mason's picking up the moves, nice, relaxed, just enjoying himself in there. He doesn't seem to be under any pressure, doing what he likes, but we're still seeing the usual courage from Gerrard.
And the last minute of this round. Repeating those right-hand shots, and Gerrard is gesturing to him, no, didn't bother me. Well, I'll tell you what, he could have fooled me, they look like they hurt.
See, the thing with Gerrard, when he starts this type of act, he's always braced to take a punch. You don't catch him by surprise, so he's actually braced all the time, looking for these punches coming. He knows they're coming. That's part of the reason he's not hurt.
Well, he's winning the battle of the stairs anyway, Gerrard. So there you are, almost up there in the ring with him. And I tell you, it's a tough old game, isn't it, when you're on the receiving end like this fellow is. And in replay, good left hook there Gerrard got through.
Yeah, a good punch, one of the few. But once Mason gets to work, see, he just braces himself. He's looking at the punches coming. He's nice and tense. His neck muscles and everything are tense. There's a little bit of circus act coming back again.
So nipped around the eye there, as you can see, and the second eye, Gardner is having to work with the coagulates on that one. Round 4, and it's scheduled for 8, this heavyweight contest. And Gary Mason then, born in Jamaica, but brought up in Wandsworth, and, well, almost as cockney as pie and mash these days. He's found it a little bit more difficult than he expected. He's well ahead because he's landed far more clean punches, Jim, and hard punches.
Oh, yeah, I mean, every round he's been the man. And I think even he'll be surprised that Gerrard's still there with plenty of grit, still trying to come forward, pushing him back. I think by now, if Mason could back Gerrard up, he would be doing it. I think we'll have to give Gerrard some credit. He's pushing Mason back. He's a very brave fellow, as we said.
He really is getting to work on the body there, Mason. Almost as he wants. And they're calling from Mason's corner, Terry Lawless anyway. Come on, keep the jab going, the left hand. Keep Gerrard occupied a little bit.
I get to like this fella, Gerrard, more every time I see him. Really have to admire the way he's always getting the short end of the stick as far as the match is concerned, but he's always in there trying his best.
Yeah, a genuine throwback fighter, Jim. I think he'd have been a bare knuckle man, wouldn't he, 100 years ago?
Well, so far, this is the least effective round Mason has had. I don't say he's in any trouble, but he certainly hasn't been as effective in this round, although he's getting to work a little bit now.
I think the only way he's going to stop Gerrard, Jim, is with the accumulation of punches. It doesn't look to me as though the one hit's going to do it.
No, I think maybe the 2 stone difference and just the steady punches coming his way. But we both know Gerrard won't quit, that's for sure.
He went the distance with the British champion, the stablemate there, Horace Notice. And he's been the distance twice with Durham's Glenn McCrory, who's now challenging for the new cruiserweight championship held by TJ.
Mason is actually becoming a little bit ragged in this round. He doesn't have the same composure. You know, he's dipping his shoulders down and flailing a little bit. I don't think it's anything to do with tiredness, but he's not just as sharp as he was earlier.
Well, I think sometimes the cause of that, Jim, probably is he gets a little bit frustrated when he's hit the man with every shot he's got in the book, but nothing's happened. That's started to be the mark of a good fighter. You've got to do it every round, not now and again.
Seconds out, round 5.
Round 5. Scheduled for 8. And if Harry Mason can't afford really to lay back, he's well ahead, of course. What a game and gutsy guy, the Welshman. And he really has tried to go forward the whole time. He's taken a bit of stopping and he's tracked even, Jim, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, he's forced Mason back all the way. I had the feeling in the early parts of the fight that maybe Mason was quite pleased to step back. He was landing nice counter punches and boxing well. But I think by now, Terry Lawless will have told him to start backing Gerrard up and breaking him down a bit, but he's not doing it. He's winning the rounds, boxing nicely, nice and relaxed, but he certainly hasn't upset Gerrard at all. That's better.
He's put those punches together well. They're good combination shots. Sometimes these big fellas, Jim, can't maintain that unless we're talking about the man himself, Mike Tyson.
Yeah, well, I don't think any of our heavyweights have the rhythm that Tyson has. Although Mason, for a British heavyweight, has good rhythm. But it's a little bit more power he needs now. If Gerrard is taking some of the sting out of the punches, then all you can do is put more power into the punches and just punch right through his defence.
Surprisingly little clinching, Jim. You would have thought when a puncher like Mason is coming at you that Gerrard really would be forgiven for trying to grab and hold a bit, but he hasn't done that.
No, he never does that. He just blocks punches. He always wants to work himself. He has really good value for money, Gerrard, but he's making this hard because of his courage. He's coming forward and putting himself in the firing line all the time and just waiting for the punches to come.
Getting marked around the eyes there, though, Gerrard. He may not be able to stand up for the rest of the fight. The seconds have done a good job there, staunching it.
Mason put a little bit more power into those shots, and that's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to back Gerrard up and really get the meat into the punches.
I
wonder what was going to happen there, didn't he, the way he backed off Mason? He thought he was going to get caught with a counter punch, but it never came. go, Jim? Have another look at that then.
Well, once again, Gerrard trying to push Mason back, getting the hands back up where they should be, smothering as much of the punches as he can, and then we'll see him in a second, I'm sure, trying to push Mason back again.
And there's our overhead camera in the replay, and this is a good combination there, as I said. You've got some rhythm going a bit there, Mason. He looked a bit impressive, but then he stood off because he suddenly realised that this fellow wasn't going to go over.
Seconds out. Round 6.
Into the 6th round, and it's scheduled for 8 heavyweights. At the Bruno camp, heavyweight then, Gary Mason, fellow Jamaican. And the Welshman Andy Gerrard, the man who matchmakers know will come to fight, or as they used to put on the old posters, a crowd pleaser. But he's soaking up a bit of stick here now, Gerrard. There's no way he can win it because he's never really packed a punch to him to knock anybody over. Although I said his last fight against Dave Garside, who's a handy heavyweight, he won that.
No, well, he hasn't won a round. The patterns were pretty much the same, but I can only give him full credit for the way he's gone about the job. But Mason should by now, by this time, be tumbling. He should have to push Gerrard back and get the leverage into his own punches. See, he's backing off all the time. He's not moving forward, they're getting full power into the punch. Mason punches harder than he's shown tonight, but he's not moving in and moving forward with the punches.
That's his favourite combination, is it? The uppercut and the right hand over the top to him in close like that. And he can't miss this fellow with it, but he still hasn't been able to buckle him at all.
Well, Mason has boxed well tonight. You can't fault him. He's done everything right. He hasn't taken too many. His combinations have been good. His jab's been very good. But I just think maybe we were expecting a little bit more from him because he's the man. But I do feel that he should be pushing Gerrard back and really getting the power into the punches.
Bumping of heads there, and he stopped it, Roy Francis. He's not going to like that, Andy Gerrard. He loves staying the distance. I'm on the referee's side 100% there. He was winning nothing, but this character from Wales, he hates that when he gets stopped. Of course, the crowd are being sympathetic, but I'm all for referee Roy Francis there, Jim.
Yeah, well, the referees, he realised that Gerrard probably looked as though he was going to go the distance, but he was taking unnecessary head punches. He wasn't going to win. There was no chance of his turning the tide, so it was a humanitarian move by the referee. But obviously, Gerrard doesn't like this because he's out of work for the next 21 days, is it?